I have a winner mentality, being able to go and practice and want to win every drill, want to do everything at perfection. I'm kind of perfectionist.
Angel Reese's so-called master plan for 2025 just got exposed. And let's be real, the basketball elite are rolling their eyes at her over the top. Confidence, here's the truth. The idea that Reese can match, let alone surpass Caitlin Clark is almost laughable, outscoring her building. The same kind of die-hard fan base smashing records at Clark's pace. That's not strategy, that's wishful thinking. And reality is coming fast with a cold dose of truth.
Let me ask y'all this question. Who the hell is Angel?
Let's set the record straight. Angel Reese isn't even close to Caitlin Clark's level. Clark is a once-in-a-generation talent, someone who's not just playing the game but transforming it. She's redefining what it means to be a star in women's basketball. The thought that Reese could ever fill those shoes is downright laughable. Clark is a force of nature, a highlight machine, and the undeniable future of the WNBA. Meanwhile, Reese feels more like a background name, gaining attention not for dominance, but for clinging to Clark's spotlight just to stay relevant.
You look at Angel Reese, stop it. She just seems as uncoordinated as a baby giraffe.
If Angel Reese truly had even half the potential she brags about, she wouldn't have spent the entire 2024 season obsessing over Caitlin Clark, trying to embarrass her every chance she got, instead of carving out her own legacy. Reese has made it painfully clear that she's more focused on dragging Clark down than lifting herself up. True greatness isn't built on petty rivalries or headline-chasing antics. It's built on consistent excellence while real stars elevate their game. Reese seems more concerned with the drama than the grind, and that's not what champions do. That's what fading names do when the spotlight starts to slip away.
You made some comments about Angel Reese. You called her garbage compared to Caitlin Clark.
Yes. Sometimes we do play the race card too much, or when it's not necessary.
Let's not sugarcoat anything. Angel Reese's recent behavior reeks of desperation since LSU's 2023 NCAA championship win. She's been strutting around like she's the undisputed queen of basketball. But let's be real, that game didn't cement her legacy. It spotlighted. Caitlin Clark's dominance people didn't walk away talking about Reese's skills. They talked about Clark dropping jaws and rewriting the narrative. Reese's most memorable moment. You can't see me gesture while Clark was out there proving she was the best player on the court. And now Reese has the nerve to say she'll surpass Clark in the WNBA. It's time to take that fantasy apart, piece by piece.
Is a forward, but the reason why it's a rival is not because of basketball. It's because Angel Reese is willing to chirp and talk that trash and then go on the court and back it up. And you know what it's got us doing? Watching Angel.
Let's kick things off with the rookie stats because numbers don't lie. Angel Reese's so-called dominant debut season, she averaged 13.6 points per game, respectable. Maybe if we were talking about a high school league. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark came in and casually dropped 19.2 points per game, leading all rookies in scoring. Like it was nothing, a 6-point gap might seem small to some, but in the pros, that's the line between stardom and forgettable. Reese might want to take some notes because if she's aiming to catch Clark, she's got a long, long way to go.
This ain't racial. This is about sports. This is about athletic ability. You look at Caitlin Clark's game, who's very reminiscent of a Steph Curry based on her range and shooting the three.
Scoring isn't the only area where the gap between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark is painfully obvious. Playmaking tells an even clearer story. Clark isn't just putting up points. She's running the show, dishing out a jaw-dropping 8.4 assists per game. That's elite-level court vision. Reese, she's averaging a measly 1.9 assists. That's not even close. In fact, it's laughable. Passing is a basic part of basketball, and Reese acts like it's optional instead of elevating her team. She's locked in on padding her own stat sheet. Now let's give Reese her due. She did break a rookie record with 446 total rebounds, averaging 13.1 per game. That's solid, but let's not pretend rebounding is glamorous. It's the dirty work, it matters, but it doesn't define greatness. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, who's not just a scorer, but the team's primary playmaker, still managed to pull down 5.7 boards a game as a guard. That's called versatility. That's what greatness looks like. Reese, she's still trying to figure out what that even means.
Than Caitlin's. If we're able to stop tying them together, I think way more people will appreciate the things that Angel does well, as opposed to defending the greatness that is Caitlin Clark and what she does well.
Caitlin Clark didn't just survive her rookie season. She owned it, she dominated the league, ran away with a Rookie of the Year award, and made it crystal clear that she belongs among the WNBA elite. Angel Reese. Sure, she was a finalist, but let's not sugarcoat that finalist is just a polite way of saying you showed up but you were never really a threat. Then came the All-WNBA selections. Another spotlight moment. Clark locked in a first-team spot like it was her birthright. It was a no-brainer. A reflection of her consistency, leadership, and sheer impact. And Reese crickets. No first team, no second team, not even a pity honorable mention. It's like showing up to prom in a designer dress, striking a pose for every camera, and somehow still getting left out of the yearbook. That's the kind of irrelevance we're dealing with. While Clark is out here shattering records and shaping the future of women's basketball, Reese is stuck chasing clout and hoping someone notices the gap between them. It's not closing, it's turning into a canyon. One is building a legacy while the other is just trying not to fade away.
I know the work I put in coming into this league. So many people doubted me and didn't think my game would translate.
Let's get real about this so-called rivalry. People love to throw around comparisons like Magic versus Bird. But come on, that's flat out disrespectful to two actual legends. Caitlin Clark is out here breaking records, shifting the culture, and elevating women's basketball to new heights. Angel Reese, she's just present, she's not a rival, she's a spectator trying to steal the spotlight. A real rivalry needs two dominant forces pushing each other to greatness. But this is a one-woman show. Clark is setting the bar, raising the game, and leaving a trail of history behind her. Reese, meanwhile, is busy turning the court into a stage for drama, not dominance. This isn't a clash of titans. It's an obsession, and only one side is participating, and let's be honest, the gap between them, it's not narrowing, it's growing wider with every game, every stat, every headline.
But that's where I want to go with this. This is the biggest thing we have to applaud about Angel Reese. She goes out in the midst of all of this pub and notoriety being thrown in the direction of a Caitlin Clark. And everybody is talking about, yeah, but it's Caitlin Clark and everybody else. Well, Angel Reese said, nah, it ain't Caitlin Clark and everybody else. It's me too. And then showed up on national television, showed up last night, and down 15, having already lost 2 games to Caitlin.
Let's get real about this so-called rivalry. People love to throw around comparisons like Magic versus Bird. But come on, that's flat out disrespectful to two actual legends. Caitlin Clark is out here breaking records, shifting the culture, and elevating women's basketball to new heights. Angel Reese, she's just present, she's not a rival, she's a spectator, trying to steal the spotlight. A real rivalry needs two dominant forces pushing each other to greatness. But this is a one-woman show. Clark is setting the bar, raising the game, and leaving a trail of history behind her. Reese, meanwhile, is busy turning the court into a stage for drama, not dominance. This isn't a clash of titans, it's an obsession, and only one side is participating, and let's be honest, the gap between them, it's not narrowing. It's growing wider with every game, every stat, every headlines.
But then the second the sister stepped up and threw it back in her face. Now you got half the basketball world saying, well, you know what? That's not the classiest thing to do. Yeah. That's not the way.
It was the exact same thing.
It was the exact same thing. Now you can make an argument that if they're doing excessive celebration in her.
Caitlin Clark's rise with the Indiana Fever isn't just about growth, it's about revolutionizing the game. She's already a certified superstar, the face of a new era, and the player every fan, coach, and sponsor has their eyes on. Her presence isn't just felt, it's reshaping the league. Meanwhile, Angel Reese enters another season with the Chicago Sky, still trying to prove she belongs in the same conversation. There's a big difference between chasing greatness and being great. Clark is out, here securing elite endorsements, rewriting the record books, and leading the charge into basketball's future. Reese, she's still working to match the hype that's been following her since college. Clark is dominating with undeniable skill and results. Reese is still figuring out how to stay in the race. One is building a legacy brick by brick. The other is still looking for a blueprint.
How do you define leadership? How do you define your style of leadership? And how do you feel like that impacts your team?
I think I'm just very competitive and I have a winner mentality. Being able to go and practice and want to win every drill, want to do everything at perfection. I'm kind of perfectionist, so I want to do everything at a high level and not really take any time off because you don't get these opportunities. Like she said, there's not many spots on the team. There's not many places to go.
Angel Reese's goal of surpassing Caitlin Clark isn't just ambitious, it's downright unrealistic. Clark has set a bar so high that Reese would need more than just confidence to reach it. Clark's dominance isn't fueled by hype, it's backed by elite. Scoring, playmaking, leadership, and versatility. She's the complete package, a generational talent who's changing the game. Reese, on the other hand, still has major gaps in her skill set that can't be overlooked. Consistency isn't just a buzzword, it's the cornerstone of greatness. And that's where the gap widens. Clark delivers high-level performances night in and night out, proving time and time again why she's the face of the league. Reese, despite flashes of brilliance, has yet to show that same level of reliability. Moments of talent aren't enough when you're up against players who define excellence with every game. There's a huge difference between ambition and achievement. Clark's career is built on results, record-breaking performances, major endorsements, and a skill set that has redefined what it means to be great. Reese, while a strong presence, is still trying to turn her personality into real on-court dominance. Talking about being the best is one thing, actually proving it is something else entirely. Right now, Reese is still in the conversation because she knows how to grab headlines. But Clark is in the conversation because she's grabbing wins. One is making history. The other is chasing relevance. That's the difference between being good and being legendary.